This is me Seethal and welcome back to IELTS with Seethal. Today we're gonna deal with an opinion type writing task to essay. So let's get started. The question is, competitiveness is a positive quality for people in most societies. How does competitiveness affect individuals? Is it a positive or negative trend? This is the question. Okay, so the first sentence is competitiveness is a positive quality for people in most societies, which is just a fact. Now the real question starts from here. That is, how does competitiveness affect individuals? Okay, they are asking about how does it affect the individuals, not about companies, corporates, or any group of personalities. They are just asking about how does it affect the individuals. Okay, so you have to be able to understand the question and the specific thing that they have asked you. That is the reason why I am repeatedly telling you to underline the keywords. This is the first thing that you have to do when you are receiving a question. Okay, so underline the keywords so that it will help you not to go off topic. All right. Now they are asking you, is it a positive or negative trend? Which means that they are indirectly asking your opinion about this subject, competitiveness. Okay, so you have to be able to understand that this is an opinion type essay. All right, and then you have to explain the reasons and with appropriate examples. Okay, so this is the first step that you have to do in writing task 2, understanding the question. And the next thing that you have to do, now that you understood the question, the next thing that you have to do is to plan your essay, which is very crucial. Okay, so first paragraph will be the introduction of your essay, which consists of 3 sentences. And its first sentence will be the background sentence about this subject, competitiveness. Second sentence will be paraphrasing the question, and the third sentence will be the thesis statement. That's all about introduction. And then you are getting into the body paragraphs. Here in this essay, I'm writing 3 body paragraphs, and of which the first 2 paragraphs will be related to the positive sides of competition. Okay, why? Because in the question they are asking, or they are telling that competitiveness is a positive quality. They already mentioned that it is a positive quality. So I've decided to give preference to positive side of the competitiveness first. Okay, that's why I'm writing it more. That is, I'm giving 2 paragraphs for that side. And in the third body paragraph, I'll be writing the negative sides of it. Okay, and finally, I will write the conclusion for this essay. Just sum up or just summarize all the points that I've written in the essay. And I will state my opinion clearly in the conclusion. Okay, this is what I'm going to do in my essay. Like this, you should also plan how to write the essay, so that it will be much more easier for you to complete this task within 40 minutes. Okay, now let's get into the answer of this essay. Okay, so I have taken the same paper that you are going to get during the examination, so that you will get an idea how much you should write, and it will help you. Okay, so let's begin. So this is the introduction of the essay. In this contemporary world, competition can be seen in every walks of life. So in this contemporary world means that in this modern world, competition can be seen in every walks of life. Walks of life means in every field of life or every realm of life, competition can be seen. That is about this sentence, just a background information about the topic competition. Okay, now I am going to paraphrase the question. That is, competitive environment is considered to be the need of modern era. I have paraphrased that it is a positive quality. Okay, then I am writing another point. However, when it exceeds a limit, it turns out to be detrimental. And this is actually a hint about my opinion. Okay, that is when it exceeds beyond a limit, then it turns out to be detrimental. Detrimental means harmful. Okay, and then the third sentence is the thesis statement. This essay will elucidate how competitiveness influences people and decides whether it is a positive or a negative quality. Okay, so through this sentence, I made it clear that I am going to write the about how this competitiveness will influence people, and I will decide whether it is a positive or negative quality. Okay, so I made it clear to the examiner that what I'm going to write in the following paragraphs. All right, so this is about the introduction of this essay. Now let's get into the body paragraphs. So as I said before, the first body paragraph will be regarding the positive side of competitiveness. So to embark on, when academics and a labor market are taken into account, competition between individuals is considered to be advantageous. Okay, so this is the topic sentence of this paragraph. In that, I have told that academics and a labor market are taken into account. Means that I'm going to write about academics, means that any study related things, and a labor market means that job market. So I'm going to explain about the competition which is taking place in these two fields in this paragraph. So I've made that clear in my topic sentence. Okay, so academics and labor market are taken into account means that when it is considered. So this is a nice way to say when these are considered. Okay, competition between individuals is considered to be advantageous, means that it is positive. Clear? And then I am going to give an example. That is a quintessential example of this is, in a classroom, if the students are not competent enough, then they will lose their interest in scoring higher grades, which will harm their career in future. Okay, so a quintessential example means that a perfect example of this is, in a classroom, if the students are not competent enough. So here I could have written if there is no competition between students in a class. But I don't like to use this word competition again. So that is why I have changed the structure of this sentence like this. That is, if the students are not competent enough. So like that, you should also try not to repeat yourself by writing the same words again and again. Instead, you have to come up with some synonym language, or try to alter the sentence, or just change the structure of the sentence so that you will not repeat again. Okay, then they will lose their interest in scoring higher grades, which will harm their career in future. This which will means that this adds the complexity of the sentence again. Okay, so this is what the examiner is looking for. That is your ability to write complex sentences. All right. So make sure you write at least 1 or 2 complex sentences in each of the paragraphs. Okay, so this is the example for this part of the point. And next thing that I have to mention about the labor market in this paragraph. So for this, I have written with regard to employment, that is when employment sector is taken into consideration. So this is actually a linking phrase. So I have to come to this point, employment. For that, I have used with regard to employment, comma. In this fast-paced modern world, everyone is compelled to secure a job. Okay, compelled means that everyone is forced to secure a job. Secure means to get a job. Okay, therefore there will be fierce competition in the job market for limited vacancies. Okay, as a result, so I'm concluding this body paragraph. As a result of this, okay, as a result, comma, the aspirants should have a competitive mind which incentivizes them to succeed in life. Incentivizes means which encourages them. Incentivizes means encourages them to succeed in life. So please write down all these advanced level words when I go through all these words, because this will help you, and make use of all these words when you're writing your essays. Okay, now let's move on to the next body paragraph, which is another point or second body paragraph regarding the positive aspects of competition. Okay, so whying is also axiomatic in almost all businesses. Okay, so what do you mean by whying? Whying is another synonym for competition. Okay, whying is also axiomatic. Axiomatic means acceptable, or this is unquestionable. So this whying, competition is acceptable in almost all businesses. Okay, so for any industrialist to thrive in the business world, it is indispensable to compete with their rivals. So for any industrialist, why am I writing this industrialist? Because in the question they have asked how the competitiveness affect individuals, not about companies. That is why I have written here, for any industrialist to thrive in the business world, it is indispensable to compete with their rivals. Okay, so thrive means to survive in the business world. It is indispensable means that it is unavoidable to compete with their rivals. Rivals means enemies. Okay. Next, I am going to write an example for that. For instance, if someone starts a small-scale enterprise, then that person should fight with opponents in the market. Okay, so for instance means for example, if someone starts a small-scale enterprise, then that person. So instead of he or she, I have written that person. Never write he or she in this writing task 2 essay in the body paragraphs. Okay, then that person should fight with opponents in the market. Otherwise, the former will lose and the latter will flourish. The former means that it refers to that person. Okay, and latter means that the opponents, that is the second person. Okay, they will refer to it. So you don't have to repeatedly use he or she here in this example. Okay, now in addition to that, this is another linking phrase. In addition to that, contest between entrepreneurs also happens to provide high quality products or services to the customers so as to acquire a satisfactory feedback from them. So in addition to that means that besides that, or we are adding another point. So this is another linking phrase that you can use. Contest between. So instead of competition, I have used here contest. Contest between entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs means businessmen. Okay, businessmen means competition between businessmen also happens to provide high quality products or services to the customers so as to acquire. Acquire means to get a satisfactory feedback from them. Okay, so this is the second body paragraph. Okay, now let's get into the third body paragraph, which will discuss the negative side of competitiveness. Now, the third body paragraph. However, so I've used this linking word however because I'm going to tell the contrasting idea, that is the idea which is opposite to that of the above mentioned paragraphs. I'm going to tell the negative side. That is why I have used this linking word however. So however, negative competition fosters a hostility, anger and pessimism which lead to increased instances of stress and physical ailments. Okay, so negative competition fosters means encourages hostility means unfriendliness or opposition, anger and pessimism means hopelessness or negative thinking, okay, which lead to increased instances of stress and physical ailments. Ailments means diseases. Right, so negative competition has all these consequences, or all these negative thinking or physical uneasiness and kind of things. Okay, so from this topic sentence, it is clear that I'm going to explain about the negative aspects of the competition here. Right? Now I'm going to tell an example. A good illustration of this is, okay, for example, instead of using a for example, I have used this phrase. A good illustration of this is, then comma, rivalry between companies. So instead of competition, I have used a rivalry. Rivalry between companies forces its employees to overwork in order to combat excess competition, which would ultimately leave them under pressure and strain. Okay, so here a rivalry between companies forces whom? Forces its employees. Okay, so I've used these employees because in the question they are asking about how it affects the individuals. That is why I have used this term employees instead of this companies. But companies forces its employees to overwork. Okay, by that consequences, they are getting affected. Employees are getting affected. So it's employees to overwork in order to combat excess competition, which would ultimately leave them under pressure and strain. All right. Then, unhealthy competition also negatively influences a team's morale and a team-based spirit, thereby affecting productivity, teamwork, and cooperation. So as a consequence of this, it will then affect teams' morale. Morale means confidence and their spirit, and thereby affecting the productivity of the individuals and teamwork and cooperation. Okay, so all these are the negative side of competition or competitiveness. Clear? And then, so our last portion is the conclusion. Here, having analyzed the aforementioned factors, it can be recapitulated. So this phrase is, or this sentence is very useful. I use this all the time. You can use this sentence for all kinds of essays. So having analyzed the aforementioned factors means above mentioned factors, it can be recapitulated. Recapitulated means summarized. Okay, recapitulate means to sum up. So it can be recapitulated that rising competitiveness indeed helps in escalating prosperity of individuals. So I'm telling that the competitiveness indeed means surely it will help in escalating. Escalating means increasing prosperity of individuals and thereby the nation. However, if it goes beyond a threshold, it will be more bewildering than beneficial. Bewildering means confusing or terrifying than beneficial, than it is useful. Okay, so from here, I clearly mentioned that competitiveness is actually a positive quality provided it doesn't go beyond a threshold. Okay, so I have clearly stated my opinion in the conclusion. Okay, this is how you have to state your opinion. That is, it should be clear for the examiner what you actually mean. Okay, what your opinion is. All right, so this is the end of this essay. And hope it is clear to you. So let's see the vocabularies used in this essay. Let's go through the vocabularies used in the essay. In this essay, contemporary world means modern world. Detrimental means harmful. Elucidate meaning to explain. Quintessential means perfect. Then compelled means forced. Secure means to get. Incentivizes means encourages. Vying is another synonym for competitiveness. Then axiomatic means accepted or understood or something that is unquestionable. Then thrive means to survive. Indispensable means unavoidable. Then entrepreneurs means businessmen. Opponents means rivals or enemies. Acquire means to get. Fosters means encourages. So we have learned two words for encourages so far. That is incentivizes and fosters. Okay. Now hostility means unfriendliness or opposition. Pessimism means hopelessness or negative kind of thinking. Ailments means diseases. Morale means confidence. Okay, so please guys write it down and use it in your own sentences and try to make use of all these words in your own essays so as to boost your score. Okay, thank you guys, and if you're liking my videos, please do like my videos and subscribe my channel, and if you have any queries, just leave a comment and let me know. So that's all. Bye.